the whole platform. And the guy behind it started building games when he was 11 years Every year, there's a game that half the community will despise and the other half will love. But this one game didn't just divide the community, it ruined the whole platform. And the guy behind it started building games when he was 11 years old. Spider Sammy, also known as just Sammy. One of the most well-known developers on Roblox right now, best known for owning Sila Brainrot, but what if I told you there's a far deeper story behind him? Here, let me ask you something. Blade Ball, Race Clicker, Fish, Schedule. You probably know those games, right? But did you know Sammy was involved in all of them? Mostly after they got acquired by Dubig, meaning he pretty much helped to run those games into the ground alongside Dubig. And we all know what Dubig does to a game, but it wasn't always like this. Sammy actually started developing at a pretty young age, at the age of 11 in 2013. Already involved in development teams on Roblox. Now think about that for a second. Most kids at 11 are just trying not to fall off an hobby. Sammy was already building things. Before Spider Sammy was even a name, there was another account. Loaded Back, active from 2019 all the way to 2021. On this account, he was a developer on Speedrun Simulator, a game tester for groups like Base Battles, Jellycube, Maroon Shark, Sellout Studios. Nobody knew the name, nobody was paying attention, he was just a guy in the background learning, testing, watching how things work. And then in June 2021, the account just goes quiet. Now, here's where it gets a little interesting. On June 23rd, 2021, a notable developer named upload_file and several people close to him all get terminated from Roblox on the same day, including him. 3 days after that, Sammy's account is created. Probably a coincidence, but it's the kind of detail that makes you look twice. And if you need any more proof that Loaded Back and Spider Sammy are the same person, his Twitter handle used to be Loaded Back. It's Spider Sammy now. Same person, new name, fresh start. So fast forward to 2022, Sammy drops his first original project under his own name. He calls it Crab Game. Now you might know that name, or you might not. The original Crab Game was made by Danny Dev, a YouTuber and a solo developer who made it as a personal challenge. And that game went absolutely viral. And when Sammy saw it, he decided to copy it and put it on Roblox. Now look, I'm not going to pretend that's super original because it isn't, but here's the thing. That game gets shut down in August 2022, 2 months after it goes up. And Sammy could have packed it in right there. First world project, gone in 2 months, but he didn't, because everybody's first swing misses. That's kind of the whole point of the first swing. Because what comes next is just years of quietly getting better. His next project is Mining Clicker Simulator, built under his group, Spider Crew, with developers he'd already been working with for years, EmpireJack15 and Ominous_Jack. This one actually works. It gets players, it gets visits, people play it, and for the first time, Sammy has proved that he can build something that people actually want. From there, the pace picks up. 2024, Pixel Tower Defense drops, under a new group called Red Spider. 26 million visits. That's not a small number, that's a real game with real players. It gets discontinued in April 2025, but 26 million visits before it goes down, that's a resume. January 2025, Line to Riches. A game built around donations and player progression. 15 million visits, still up as of right now. And somewhere across all of this, Sammy also helped develop Line to Fight and Line to Chop Chin for a group called Monzoid. And in February 2025, he works on TCG, Card Shop Simulator, under a group called Game Loops. Game after game, group after group, the guy never stopped building. But here's where the story really changes, because late 2023, Sammy joins the Blade Ball development team, lead developer. Now, Blade Ball at this point is one of the most talked about games on the platform. Millions of players, front page for months, everyone knows it, and Sammy is inside it, not as a tester, not as a minor contributor, lead developer. This is the moment where Sammy stops being someone grinding in the background and becomes someone operating at the center of the platform. And then it keeps going. Race Clicker, Fish, Schedule, Blue Lock Rivals, Dig, Build a Plane, Steal a Car. Games you know, games your friends played, games that were everywhere. Sammy's fingerprints are on a huge chunk of what defined Roblox in 2024 and early 2025. But here's the thing about all of those games, every single one of them went through Do Big Studios. And if you've been on this platform for any amount of time, you know exactly what Do Big does to a game. A game gets big, gets popular, gets a community around it, Do Big acquires it, and something changes. The updates feel different, the decisions feel off. The thing that made people love it in the first place slowly starts to disappear. Bladeball players felt it, Race Clicker players felt it, Fish players felt it. And Sammy was inside all of it, not just as a developer, as a chief product officer. Now, to be fair, we don't know exactly what his role meant for each of those games. We don't know what decisions he pushed for, or what he pushed back on, or what he had no control over at all. But the timeline is what it is, and the games are what they became. April 2025, Sammy steps back from all of that and co-founds a brand new group with a developer named Do_Small. They call it Brazilian Spider. Now, why Brazilian? Sammy's been pretty vogue about where he's actually from. His native language is English, he lives in the US, but he's made a lot of references to Brazil over the years. He also said once in his own Discord server, "I'm from Africa, somewhere in North Africa." After some digging, it came out he used to live in Algeria, so Brazilian Spider, sure, Sammy. Anyway, the game that released under Brazilian Spider is called Steal a Brainrot. And the concept is offensively simple. You walk in, you buy a brainrot, someone tries to steal it from you, you try to stop them, that's it. The concept takes about 5 seconds to understand. You buy a brainrot, someone tries to steal it, you try to stop them. No ranking system, no complex mechanics, no nothing, you just play. And somehow, that's enough. And then the numbers start coming in. Within weeks, it's everywhere. Within months, it's not just popular, it's one of the most visited games on the entire platform. July 2025, 7 billion visits. Peak of 5 million concurrent players. August 2025, 20 million concurrent players. Just to put that into context for a second, Fortnite's all-time record was 15.3 million players. A Roblox game beat it. Not a studio, not a billion-dollar company, a Roblox game about stealing AI-generated animals. And then August 23rd happens. Sammy and Jendo, the developer behind Grow Garden, decide to run an admin abuse war between their two games. Now, before you think these two actually hate each other, they don't. This whole thing is a bit. A very well executed, incredibly effective bit. Jendo starts calling Sammy Scammy Sammy during the war, which, look, that nickname stuck. We're not gonna pretend it didn't, but the numbers from that night, Grow Garden hits 22 million concurrent players, Steal a Brainrot passes 20 million concurrent users, becoming the second Roblox game ever to do it. And Roblox as a platform, 47.4 million players online simultaneously. In one night, it doesn't stop there. September 13th, the Extinct event. 24 million concurrent. Steal a Brainrot passes Grow Garden's record and becomes #1. October, 25.4 million. A new record, again. Someone made a Steal a Brainrot map in Fortnite Creative. It broke the all-time Creative Island record with 1 million players. A Roblox game breaking records inside Fortnite. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney is personally retweeting it. A film adaptation gets announced, produced by Story Kitchen. In partnership with Do Big, Bruno Mars performs a live virtual concert inside the game. 12.8 million players watching. 10 million more on the live stream. Game is literally registered at the US Copyright Office. And look, the game deserves every single one of its flowers. What Steal a Brainrot did in the span of a few months is genuinely one of the most insane things this platform has ever seen. The biggest game Roblox has ever produced, built by a guy who started with a failed crap game clone 3 years earlier. But here's where we get to the actual point of this video, because Steal a Brainrot didn't just break records, it broke the front page. And look, this isn't me exaggerating. Open Roblox in late 2025. What do you see? Brainrot. Scroll down. More Brainrot. Search for something completely unrelated. Brainrot version of it. Every developer on Roblox saw those numbers. 25 million concurrent players. Bruno Mars performing inside a Roblox game. Tim Sweeney personally retweeting it. Brainrot Obby, Brainrot Tycoon, Brainrot Fighting Game, Brainrot Escape Room, Brainrot Roleplay. You name it, someone made it. Probably someone made it twice. And the crazy part, these weren't even creative copies. They weren't developers who looked at Steal a Brainrot and thought, okay, what can I do differently with this concept? They were just Steal a Brainrot, but worse, with a different thumbnail and a different group name. Some of them didn't even bother changing the gameplay loop. Just took the exact same idea, slapped some Italian Brainrot characters on it, hit publish, and waited for the algorithm to do the rest. And for a while, it kind of worked, because players were so deep into the Brainrot trend that even the bad copies were getting visits, which just made more developers do it, which made more copies flood the front page, which made it even harder for anything else to get seen. And this is the part that actually ruined it. Not Steal a Brainrot itself, Steal a Brainrot earned everything it got. The gameplay loop worked, the admin abuse events were genuinely exciting, the community around it was real, but the copies didn't earn anything. They just took the trend and ran it into the ground until there was nothing left to run. And while all of this is happening, the games that had nothing to do with Brainrot were getting buried. Developers who spent months building something original couldn't get it seen because every slot on the front page was taken by someone's Brainrot clicker. That's the part nobody really talks about. It wasn't just annoying for players, it was genuinely damaging for developers who were trying to build something different. And players noticed too. People who had been on Roblox for years started saying it felt like a completely different platform. The variety was gone, like everything looked the same, like there was nowhere to go that wasn't trying to be the next Steal a Brainrot. Roblox has survived trends before. Simulators took over for a while, then battle royales, then anime games, then donation games. Most of the time, the community said it was ruining the platform. Every single time it eventually faded. But this one was different, because those trends were big. Steal a Brainrot was historic. And the bigger the original, the worse the flood that follows it. Nothing on this platform has ever been as big as Steal a Brainrot. So nothing has ever caused a flood like this either. The Brainrot meme itself was already everywhere before the game even existed. Berber, Petapim, Tralala Tralala, Tung 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 Sahur. Every comment section, every Discord server, every YouTube video. But Steal a Brainrot didn't just ride that wave, it made the wave 10 times bigger, and then sent it crashing into every corner of the platform at the same time. The good news is, it's fading, slowly. Not completely, but it's fading. The clone games are dying out, the algorithm is moving on, the front page is starting to breathe again. Roblox survives trends, it always has. Simulators, battle royales, anime games, donation games, Brainrot. The tide always comes in, the tide always goes back out. But what this one left behind is a little different. Because Steal a Brainrot didn't just flood the platform with copies, it proved something that a lot of people had stopped believing. That a Roblox game can beat Fortnite, that a developer can start with nothing, a terminated old account, a failed clone, years of being someone's game tester, and build the most played game on earth. So, did Steal a Brainrot ruin Roblox? Kind of, yeah. The platform looked unrecognizable for a while. Everything wanted to be the next Steal a Brainrot, and nothing was, because there's only ever one first. But Sammy himself, this is a guy who started at 11 years old, with an account nobody remembers, testing games nobody talks about anymore, who spent over a decade getting into rooms, learning from people, working on other people's projects, who helped games like Blade Ball and Race Clicker become what they are, and yes, also what they became. And then stepped away, built something new, and watched it beat Fortnite. The story of Steal a Brainrot isn't just about a game. It's about 12 years of a developer who never stopped building until he built something nobody could ignore. Whether everything he did along the way was right, you've seen the story, you already know what you think.
Favorite WWE wrestler
of all time, Jeff Hardy. Right now, at WrestleMania.
Wanna hear a funny joke? Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
Check my Thomas the Train reboot. No?